Fellow students, faculty and staff, administrators, family, friends, good morning and welcome to the SUNY New Paltz 2017 Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony, Part 1. In recent weeks, when people found out that I was the salutatorian of the class, and I say found out because I generally try to keep that information to myself. My parents, however, do not. They would come up to me and they would say, "Wow, it must be so exciting to be salutatorian." And I would say, "Yeah, it is," and I would smile, and in my head I would think, And to better explain, I think it's best to go back a bit. When I first got the call from Mr. Richard Winters, I had no idea why he was reaching out to me. And when he did get around to dropping the salutatorian bomb, my reaction was complicated. And at first I thought, oh, that's cool. And then what immediately followed was unease because I thought, dear God, what if he asked me to speak? And then he asked me to speak. Now at that point, my mind was chaos. And I may lose some of the adults here, but I'm sure the undergraduates will remember that one SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob learns to become a fancy waiter, and so he forgets everything except fine dining and breathing. But we know that in the process, the tiny SpongeBobs in his head accidentally throw out his name. And we know that one scene, and that was my mind at the time. There were tiny, panicked Jonathans running around everywhere in my head. The file cabinets of my mind were on the floor with their contents ablaze. And in general, it was what you would call a hot mess. But I collected myself enough to get through the phone call, and I got the tiny me's in my head to regroup. And so I started thinking about what I wanted to say. And I kid you not, within the week, before I had even had a chance to start writing my speech, I had grown gray hairs. And I said, oh my God, death is already trying to creep up on me. So naturally, I tried to reassure myself, maybe gray is my color, Or maybe I'm extra wise for my age and my hair is just trying to keep up with all my wisdom. And since it's probably the wisdom thing, today I figured I would impart some of that wisdom to all of you. At least as much wisdom as a 21-year-old is capable of imparting. And at first, I had a difficult time choosing a subject. I wanted to find a topic that united all of us attending this ceremony, parents, students, professors, people who may have gotten lost and wandered in by chance. But apart from this very ceremony, I realized that our lives may be destined for very different paths, even just between us students. Some of us will be seeking a job, some will be attending graduate school, some will be taking a break and trying to figure out what we really want to do with our lives, etc., etc., etc. But in any case, there are some words of advice that can hopefully be meaningful to everyone here. Leo Tolstoy, one of my favorite authors, once said, "If then I were asked for the most important advice I could give, that which I considered to be the most useful to the men of our century, I should simply say, in the name of God, stop a moment, cease your work, and look around." Being a student, I understand at times that advice is difficult to appreciate. On hearing the same advice, I might very well say, how can I cease my work, Mr. Salutatorian, when my final is tomorrow, there's a project due next day, and I work a shift in between? But I would respond to my hypothetical self and all those other students who think like me that even during those busy times, small victories can help us make it through. I personally have found that there aren't many things that a morning hike and a brief tete-a-tete with Netflix can't fix. Now, none of this means that you should go through life without a plan or with an aversion to hard work. It's always good to have a plan, and a strong work ethic has rarely betrayed the one who employs it. Indeed, pushing in the direction of one's dreams has led many great people to great success. But it is important to remember throughout all that pushing that dreams are not guaranteed. Even the best laid plans have a way of not panning out. And besides, as another wonderful writer once taught me, it does not do to dwell on dreams and to forget to live. So I suppose in the end what I want to say is the following. In every moment, be present. Be open to the shades of your life and take them as they come. Even in those spaces when life doesn't quite go as you'd like, allow yourself the experience of what comes your way. Because at the end of the day, a full life is one in which every minute has been thoroughly inhabited. In all of your future endeavors, I wish you all the best of luck, but above all things, don't forget to enjoy the ride. Thank you, and congratulations to today's graduates.